In this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how exactly you can become a high ticket closer and start earning your first commission within the shortest time possible. I've coached over 100 guys in the space now, many of which had no experience and were able to land their first roles and collect their first commission checks in the first few weeks. Take Zaki, for example. He was struggling to land clients for his marketing agency and he pivoted to high ticket sales. Within his first few weeks, he was able to land an offer and make his first 1,700 in commission in one day through high ticket closing. So if he and countless others can do it, there's no reason why you can't do the same. So stick around for the entirety of this video and I'll show you exactly how we can scale you up to 10K a month in as short a time as possible. I guess first thing to address is what exactly is a high ticket closer. So a high ticket closer is basically a sales rep. You work for an already established business that's pulling in at least 100K a month in revenue. And your job is simply to take calls for that business with interested prospects. Leads will be booked into your calendar through whatever, marketing method that company is using, whether that's paid ads, appointment setters, etc. And then your job is to simply show up to the Zoom call and try and close those prospects. The products and services you're going to be selling are typically going to be within the online business space, whether that be coaching, consultancy, online education, marketing offers, and a whole plethora of other things. The products you're going to be selling range from 5 all the way up to 30K plus, and you typically get paid a commission of 10% on the deals you're able to close. So for example, if you're selling a 10K product, you're able to make a sale, you're going to walk away with 10% commission, which is 1,000. Close 10 of those deals a month, you're already at 10K a month. So yeah, it sounds super straightforward, and to be honest, it really is. Providing you take the time to learn sales and you know where to find these opportunities, you can be hitting 10K a month in no time. And yeah, there is no need to overcomplicate it. We just need to break it down into two main things. First off is actually taking the time to get good at sales and learn the sales process. And the next is being able to navigate and find these job opportunities within the industry. You do not need to start a business. You do not need to start an agency. You're literally just leveraging one high value skill to get rich. And this is actually where I see so many guys go wrong. They try and start a business, an agency, an e-commerce store, or a SaaS without actually acquiring or knowing any of the skills they need in order to make that business a success, which is why high ticket closing is so good, because you're literally learning one high value skill and using that immediately to make money. So let's jump into it. So the first thing you need to focus on is actually getting good at sales. And yeah, it's going to take time. And it's the most important thing here, because the better you are at sales, the more sales calls you're going to be able to close. The more sales you're able to close, the better offer you're going to be able to work on. And the better offer you're going to be able to work on, the more money you're going to be able to make. It's an endless positive cycle that really starts with your ability to sell. And you can look at this on a really simple graph too, because the more skills you have, the more money you're going to be able to make. And this graph can go on forever, right? Because as you keep getting better at sales, you're going to be making more and more money to the point where you're going to outgrow becoming a closer, and you're going to go into starting your own business, and those businesses are just going to get bigger and bigger and more lucrative. You can look at guys like Grant Cardone, Ryan Serhant, Iman Gadzhi, and Alex Hormozi. As time has gone on, their skills have increased and they're able to make more money. So they're way up further on this graph than you are, but that's only because they've taken more time to learn those skills in order to actually generate more money. And that's really the only thing distinguishing you and them. They just have better skills than you, which a lot can be attributed to sales skills. It manifests in all areas of business: marketing, team building, client acquisition. I cannot stress enough the importance of learning sales. So getting good at sales really should be your number one priority. And there's multiple ways you can do this. There's a bunch of books: How to Win Friends and Influence People, Where the Wolf by Jordan Belford, or there's a lot of free content simply on YouTube. I love Alex Hormozi's old sales videos. I think they're absolutely gold. Or of course, if you want to learn quickly, you can invest in a sales program or a coach like mine, Club Closer. But to be honest, there's a hell of a lot of free resources you can go ahead and leverage right away, actually start improving your sales skills. But consuming content is actually a very small part of the learning process. You actually have to go and practice. And if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you're quite big on self-improvement and you most likely go to the gym. So let's assume you wanted to get stronger in the gym, right? And all you did was read gym books on how to do different exercises, or you watched different YouTube videos of different guys working out. Do you think you'd actually get any stronger if you just did that and you didn't actually step foot in the gym? No, of course not. You wouldn't get any stronger at all. You need to actually step foot in the gym and actually put in the reps. Putting in those reps, putting in the practice is how you actually get better. And sales is no different. It's an active skill that you actually need to go and practice. You can't simply just consume sales content and expect to get any better. You need to get your time in the ring. You need to get the reps in as much as possible. And the best way to do this is actually by running mock sales calls. So you can get together with a friend or someone else is trying to get better at sales, and you can just go through the sales script, role play out a certain sales scenario, certain objection handling, and really get down to it, because that's the closing closest thing to an actual sale you're going to be able to replicate. And yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, the first few will suck. You will feel awkward, you feel like you don't know what you're doing, you'll realize you actually have a lot to learn. This is part of the process. And it's the same with the first time you stepped in a gym. You probably felt pretty awkward. You know, you didn't know your way around, you didn't know what weight you could pick up because you didn't know how strong you were, and you didn't know how to use any machines. But over time, you get more comfortable, you know where everything is, you know what weight you can pick up, and you know how to use all the machines. It's the exact same with learning sales and running mock calls. The more practice you put in, the better you're going to get, and the more confident you are going to be in your own sales ability. Knowing that you'll actually be able to close a sale is when you really should start looking for a job. Because to be blunt, if you don't take the time to learn sales first, you're simply wasting your time. You're going to be burning a lot of bridges with business owners that you could potentially work with in the future. And it's like you right now going ahead and applying to be a dentist. You know, you flake your way through the interview and you get down, you sit down with your first patient and you have no idea how to fix their teeth. You're going to get fired very, very quickly because you're not going to be able to do the work. That dentist is never going to hire again. And they're probably going to go and spread the news within their network that, you know, this guy has no idea what he's doing. I really recommend you don't hire him too. So you simply end up burning a lot of bridges and wasting a lot of opportunities. Because I do see this happen all the time in the industry. Guys go straight into trying to land a job without taking the time to learn sales. And ultimately, it gets them nowhere and they're wondering why they're not getting hired. It's a skill of sales itself that's going to get you hired, so really do not neglect learning it. So providing you've taken time to actually learn sales and you're pretty confident you can actually close deals, it's time to go and find an offer to sell for. And this, in theory, is going to be your first sale. You're going to be selling yourself and your experience to a business owner, so much so that they're going to want you to join their team. And with sales, it's one of the few skills you can actually illustrate when trying to get hired. That be the way you reach out to the business owner, the way you speak, the way you follow up. All of these play a huge part in getting the business owner's attention, but also demonstrating skills and attributes that they want on their sales team. So it's really important you keep that in mind when reaching out to these business owners. And there are multiple ways you can go about finding these high ticket job opportunities. Some of the lowest hanging fruit is actually the Facebook groups. So simply type in high ticket sales on Facebook and it'll be plastered with a number of groups that you can basically just join, and you'll be presented with a series of different offers from different business owners. But you got to be careful with these groups. There are a lot of scam offers and a lot of the offers won't be as good as they look. So it's really important you actually go ahead and vet these opportunities, which is something I'm going to come on to later in this video. But in my opinion, the best way to find these opportunities is actually just to simply reverse engineer finding the companies and the individuals that you want to work for. And you can do this on social media. You can go into a specific niche that you actually have an interest in, and you can find individuals that are, you know, big names within that specific niche, and you can find them that are selling high ticket products or services within that niche. You can then go ahead and directly reach out to them. If I had an interest in social media marketing and I wanted to set up a marketing agency of my own in the future, I would start by working for a marketing agency in their sales team, in which I can stack decent commission, but I can also learn how the inside of that company works. I could see the back end, how they acquire clients, and basically how their whole operation runs. So not only am I getting good at sales and stacking cash, I'm learning skills that I can later apply on my own business. And then you want to think, where's the best place to actually find these businesses? Now, if I was looking for a marketing company or a marketing company owner, where's the best place to find them? Obviously, it's going to be LinkedIn, because that's where these business owners are going to be spending most of their time. You know, with B2B offers, LinkedIn's obviously the best place. So that's where I'd start looking. And then you simply want to reach out to these business owners, offering your services and showing them exactly how you can help them close more deals and essentially bring them more business. The more you're able to stand out and illustrate your sales skills, the more likely you're going to be to get a reply. So it's important you be unique and creative in your approach. For example, one of my students inside Club Closer wasn't getting a reply from a business owner on Instagram. So he went ahead and messaged the business owner's dog Instagram account. Obviously that dog doesn't have an Instagram themselves. It's run by the business owner. So he was able to get through to that business owner that way. With that in mind, always be respectful and always be professional with your approach. One of the key slip-ups I see with closers trying to find new opportunities is they assume they have to wait for a business owner to be actively hiring in order to reach out to them, which isn't true, because if you think about it, the sales team are the closest to the money. They have the biggest influence over how much that business can actually generate in cash. And if that team's not performing, or an individual within that team isn't performing, the whole business is going to suffer. So if a business owner gets a message from a killer sales rep that is super passionate about what they do, they have a lot of conviction that they're going to be able to sell and help that business owner make more sales, the likelihood is they're going to take a chance on you. You'll get the opportunity to take a few sales calls and prove your worth. And the business owner will very quickly be able to see if you're actually any good at sales simply by seeing if you're able to close any of those calls. So don't hold back on reaching out to guys that are not actively hiring, because you never know. They might have a weak link in their sales team, they might be looking to scale, or they might even know someone that is looking to hire a closer if they're not directly looking themselves. Which leads on to another important point if you're looking to enter the high ticket closing game, and that's your network. You need to focus on building up your network within the space, not only with other business owners, but other closers within the industry too. Because as cliche as it may sound, your network really is your net worth. And by building up your network, you'll become known as the go-to guy for sales. So everybody's gonna want you on their team. And you'll be presented with opportunities you didn't know existed, simply because these business owners have a solid network of people that when they're hiring, they will go directly to them. They won't be posting on job boards or promoting on their Instagram. They already know the kind of individuals they want to hire on their team. And you simply just want to get into those circles. So once you're good at sales and you know how to find opportunities, you need to make sure that the opportunities you're finding are actually good and you can actually make good money with. Because there's no point working for a kid that's just started a marketing agency, he's never been on a sales call before in his life, and he's never closed a client. You want to be working for the businesses that are doing at least 6 figures a month. So when finding a good offer, you need to look at 3 main things. That's the offer itself, the lead quality, and the lead quantity. You need to make sure what you're selling is actually a good offer. And a lot of common sense comes into this. Does the offer itself actually make sense? If you're their target demographic, would you consider buying it? How long have they been in business? What testimonials do they have? And what results are they getting for clients? You need to see whether there's actually an appetite for the offer, or does the offer solve a problem the market wants? Because this will make your job a lot easier when it comes to selling. You then need to determine the quality of the leads. This is simply, the quality of prospects the current closers are talking to. And in simple terms, the higher quality the lead, the more easy they are going to be to sell to. You want to be getting on calls with people that have already shown an interest in the company's product or service. They know what you do and they know what the call is actually about, as opposed to someone that's booked a call through a vague email, has no idea what the call is about, or even that it's actually a sales call. Then the last thing to consider is the lead volume. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but you essentially want to make sure you're getting enough calls booked in your calendar every single day that you can actually make decent money with the offer. There's no point working for a company that's giving you 1 call a day, whereas you could be working for a company that's giving you 5 calls a day. You'll have 5 times the chance to actually close a sale, and you'll 5x your earning potential simply by the volume of calls you take. So once you've checked these 3 things, you'll be good to start working on your first offer and you can start printing cash. So that is pretty much step by step how you can become a high ticket closer, how you can land your first offer, and how you can start making your first commission. I've had guys go through a very similar training to this, and within a matter of weeks, they've landed their first offer. Just remember to focus on learning sales first, because that's ultimately what's going to allow you to actually have success within the space. If you like this video and found it valuable, drop a like and please subscribe to see more similar content to this. And lastly, if you want to speed up the process of learning sales, landing a high ticket sales job, and scale to 10K per month in as little as 90 days, you can click the link below to apply to work with me one-on-one. See you in the next one.